A beautiful night to have a Christmas in June celebration here at Angel Stadium and ABTV, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. The Carolers are out in front of the big tree with the Angels and the A's playing Game 2 of their 3-game series here tonight. Alongside Mark Gubiza, I'm Wayne Red. Daz and Gubi, some Christmas cheer would certainly help with an Angel victory tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't as festive as last night, so hopefully a little cheer here today for the Halos as everything turning around here with the energy level from earlier today carries into that baseball game.
Yeah, earlier today, the Angels were introducing their new interim GM, longtime baseball executive for 30 years with the St. Louis Cardinals. John Mozeliak was able to come out and really talk about what he thinks for the future.
And Mo, when you think about what he did with the Cardinals, he won a World Series in 11, but also 16 winning season, 10 postseasons for the Cardinals. He just brings that energy level from the bottom all the way to the major league level.
Well, let's hear what John Mozeliak has to say and his first thoughts as the Angels interim general manager, our Wells Fargo active credit card active Mike.
Obviously, winning still matters. We still care about that, and that's going to be something that we'll never lose focus of. But when you think about this, there's a short view and a long view. And our short view is going to be coming through the draft, addressing the trading deadline, finding a new general manager. And then ultimately, hopefully we lead to that foundation and structure that provides perpetual winning for the Angels. I would ask for some patience. We need a little time to sort of work through this. But in the end, when we come out on the other end of this tunnel, we hope to be in a very successful place. We understand wins and losses matter, but how do you get to a place where that becomes consistent? Like, look at the best clubs in baseball, the ones you admire. Whether they're large market or small market, they have a philosophy, they have direction, and they stick to it, right? They have the discipline to do that. And that's ultimately, I think, what we need to do here, and that's hopefully something I can help bring to them.
Well, John Mozeliak certainly has the pedigree to do just that as he takes over, at least on an interim basis, to help baseball operations here for the Halos.
Wayne, perpetual winning. I love that phrase. That's what it's all about. And that's what the Halo fans want, a winning ball club. And like I said, it all starts from going to be from the draft, player development, and then have that winning attitude again and expect to win every single season.
Now the Angels hoping to get there, and tonight they'll try to get it done against Jack Perkins of the A's, a guy who they've had some success against in the past.
They have, and I mean, when you look at his stuff, it's pretty good stuff as far as fastball velocity, but they had some good approaches against him. That last time out there up in West Sacramento, 4 runs, 4 hits, couple walks, including a home run, and that's the big thing. They were against the fastballs. It's a plus fastball, but if you bring it in the strike zone, by the way, I love that swing. That remind me of Jimmy Evans of the Cardinals on that swing on that one. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud, how they were successful against as far as the hits. The cutter, 4-seam, changeup, sinker, getting it out in front of the plate before he's able to create the movement and the rise, especially on that 4-seam fastball and the cutter. So catch it before the break, successful against him last time out.
And Reed Detmer's on the mound for the Angels over the last 5 weeks. He's been one of the best pitchers in baseball unless he's facing the A's.
Yeah, it's amazing how they've done a good job as far as bringing his fastball and elevating it. And you see the numbers, the batting average, an ERA over 10 against him. And the walks, they've been patient enough. They're not going after his slider out of the strike zone, and that's why I think they've been really successful against him. He's got to throw that fastball downstairs. Take a look at our StatCast, pretty powered by Google Cloud. Common theme is look at a lot of these pitches that the Athletics had success against them. A lot of the plate. Throw that fastball in the lower part of the strike zone, you will get more and more swings and misses and chases with the slider and curveball. They had some pretty good swings against them so far this season.
Well, Joe Adele and the Angels trying to lead their way to a victory tonight, making a Joe Ho Ho holiday for the Halos.
Ho, ho, ho.
Angels baseball on ABTV, brought to you by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to test drive the Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit your SoCal Hyundai dealer today. By Jack in the Box, get fired up with the Hot Ones Munchie Meal. And by the OC Healthcare Agency, your mental wellness resource. It is Reed Detmers on the mound for the Angels here tonight. A 10.03 ERA against the A's this year, 3.06 against everybody else. He'll try to fix it against those Sacktown A's here tonight.
Oh, so important to be able to hit his spots with his fastball. They've done a nice job being patient, working walks to him and bringing pitches in the middle part of the plate, but establish the corners with the fastball early. That'll set up the breaking ball for a lot of strikeouts. My go-tos for Reed Detmers to bounce back and have that real solid game against the A's here today. My go-tos for Reed Detmers, get chases on that breaking ball, all set up by that ride on the four-seam fastball on the lower half. 61 punch-outs on those breaking pitches, with 36 on his fastball. His fastball plays so much better, more consistently when it's that lower half, and then he'll ride it above when he's got him thinking low fastball.
You're the goat of go-tos, I would say. Here's the A's batting order as Henry Bolte leads it off. That's Kurtz ready for the number 2 spot in the order. Langeliers is DHing tonight. Tyler Soderstrom, if he doesn't make an error tonight, it will be his 150th consecutive game without an error. Jonah Heim is the one behind the plate. He's had some success against Detmers in the past, mostly as a Texas Ranger. And there's Mark Kotsay, the venerable manager of the Sacramento A's.
He's done a nice job of them when you think about the lean years and now where they're at right now, how good this offense could be for him.
And they're trying to master the pitching side of it. Last year, an 86-loss team as Detmers delivers ball 1. Last winning year for the A's was 2021, as they won 86 games that year and missed the postseason. They've been in the postseason 4 straight years up until then. 1 ball, no strikes on Bolte, who's hit the ball well since coming up.
He went on that one.
He sure did. No even need to check the first base umpire for that. It is a strike on the swing. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count.
Back-to-back 95-mile-an-hour fastballs from Reed Detmers.
There's a breaking ball over for a strike. Found it to be surprising today that Reed Detmers has not won a game at Angel Stadium this season, even though he has set an Angel Stadium record this year for consecutive batters retired.
What do you have, 36 of them? There's the chase.
There it is.
There's the chase, because he showed the slider for a strike. Then he gets one out of the zone.
That's the 50th strikeout on the slider this year for Detmers.
Established he could throw for a strike, and then the bite down and in, punch out. That is amazing, though. He has not won a game. I mean, he's had some of the most incredible games at home this year, too.
Amidst setting down 36 straight at home, and now 50 strikeouts on the slider with that last one. Well, things are already better than they were the last time he faced the A's last Sunday. He allowed the first 4 batters to reach, and they all scored.
Love that challenging, great fastball hitter with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, upper part of the strike zone.
No balls and a strike on Nick Kurtz.
That's another good fastball, 97. Maybe he didn't like what everyone was saying about what the Athletics have done against him. 96, 97.
He struck out Henry Bolte to start it. He's ahead of Kurtz 0-2. That time no chase on the slider. Not tantalizing enough for the big man who has a great eye.
The only time it seems like you can get him to chases is above the strike zone with a fastball inner half.
Detmers 1-2. Kurtz breaks his bat, pops one up, and Walton backpedals for the out. 2 up, 2 down.
And the defense behind Reed Detmers today. You got Shawnawell, who's been really solid. He's gotten better and better at first base. 1 defensive run save. You know, fielding percentage well over 950 right now. But I think the best thing about him, though, Wayne, his ability to scoop low throws with the best in the American League going right now.
He's been the master scooper at first base this year.
Scoop to the hoop.
So 2 out, nobody on for Shea Langeliers, who is the designated hitter, one of the best hitting catchers in all of baseball. Although he's fallen way behind for the most home runs by a major league catcher this year, thanks to Hunter Goodman, who now has 25 home runs. He's hit 3 today.
3. He had the hat trick today.
Rockies up big in Minnesota this afternoon.
We saw him here at the Big A. I mean, he can hit it.
He can, and well, so can Langeliers. 19 home runs for him. They're playing in somewhat of a Coors Field-like environment in West Sacramento. The ball just flies in that ballpark, as we saw once again last week. 1 ball, 1 strike, and that's a good fastball for strike 2.
I'm really liking his spot of his fastball so far. He's got a nice edge to him.
Langeliers lays off there, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Detmer's already with a bunch of strikeouts entering today. He has now fanned 105 hitters this year. He and Jose Soriano both have surpassed 100 first Angel teammates to do that before July since Kirk McCaskill and Mike Witt 40 years ago. And there's one more strikeout for Detmers here in the first. Painted 97.
Wow.
Away Langeliers.
If you're seeing this,
It brings us the Angels starting lineup today with Zach Neto leading off. It's Denzer Guzman's turn in the number 2 spot. Shotwell hits third. Solaire's the DH. Meckler in left field. Joe Adell in right. Donovan Walton back at second base. So Hoppy's catching, and Josh Lowe remains on the roster with Christian Moore going to the minor leagues today. So Lowe in center field, and Jack Perkins, who has a 7.5 ERA as a starter so far this year, takes the ball tonight.
It is surprising when you look at his overall stuff. I mean, he's got a fastball. He can run it up there 94, 98. He'll throw a really good sweeper. He'll throw a changeup. He'll throw a cutter. He'll throw a slider. He's made some mistakes over the middle part of the plate, especially first pitch. 3 home runs and a 387 batting average on the first pitch put in play.
Zach Neto's hit a home run in the past off of Perkins. Starts it off here tonight and takes a first pitch strike on a cutter. Well, Perkins did have a career high 8 strikeouts in his last start against the Angels, but ultimately it's not a good matchup against the Halos for him because he throws the fastball or the sweeper 2/3 of the time, and those are the 2 pitches the Angels hit the most. 1 ball, 1 strike. Angels lead the majors in home runs off those 2 pitches. They have the 4th highest OPS in Major League Baseball off those 2 pitches. So Perkins going to have to dip deeper into his bag here tonight to try to fool these Halos, you'd figure.
So far he's thrown a couple cutters. I imagine a cutter and maybe his changeup.
That might be exactly what we're talking about, knowing that the Angels hit those pitches so well and throwing cutters instead of the 4-seamer so far to Neto. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Neto, it's a fly ball to right field. It moves back Thomas out near the warning track. He makes the play. 1 out.
My go-to is to be successful again tonight against Perkins, and what the Halos hitters are going to try to do to score some runs, especially early. Be aggressive on that first pitch. Mentioned 387 with 3 home runs, but bring the fastball down in the strike zone for success. 3 home runs allowed, the 273 batting average, when you can bring that fastball a little bit lower. By the way, remember that play Thomas made up there in Sacramento?
Rob Joe Adell with a home run.
Wow.
Landing on the top of the wall and hanging on to the baseball. Adell got one past everybody here last night. Denzer Guzman batting second tonight. Normally Trout's spot in the lineup as Trout works his way back from injury. Guzman hits a fly ball to center field. This will be easy for Henry Bolton.
And the defense behind Perkins. And you're going to see a lot of fly balls, not a lot of ground balls. Soderstrom over there in left field. We talked about him before, and already in the many games that the Angels have played, 6 defensive runs saved and 5 outfield assists. You mentioned the Erla streak. He is outstanding out there in left field. And you already see Bolte and Thomas. They all can cover ground for a guy that's going to get his fair share of fly balls here tonight.
Here's Shotwell with 2 out and nobody on. Guzman, by the way, the 7th different Angel to bat second in the last 7 games. They've just had a revolving door ever since Trout got hurt, really. Two balls, no strikes on Nolan Shotwell. Hitting .261 for the year.
This is usually when he's at that best as far as getting the barrel out on a 2-0 or even a 3-1 count. That's where he does his damage.
And Perkins trying to pitch a little bit backward here tonight. Throws that sweeper 2-0.
And he backdoored it too, stayed away from the inner half of the plate.
And did it again on 2-1 to make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. What are some things that were in your mind when you had to face a team twice in a week?
I remember when I got the hitters out. I wasn't going to make an adjustment on that. If I felt I made good pitches and I got them out, I'm going to stay the course, let them make the adjustment. Once they do that, well, then I change it around as far as what my pitch selection would be.
Seems like Perkins has done that so far in the first inning. Seemed like Detmers did it in the top half of the first as well. Working a 1-2-3 inning. 2-2. Shonowell fouls one back. Both pitchers who struggled the last time they faced this opponent. Detmers gave up 4 runs in the very first inning in his last start and 5 total. Perkins waited until the middle innings to start to give it up as he allowed 4 runs later in the game. 2-2. Shonowell had a good cut there.
And that was a little elevated, more of the plate on the sweeper. This could be that time he might try to elevate a fastball on Shonowell.
Inside out swing off the handle. He just dumps it into left field. And that's what Shonowell can do so well. That's why I think ultimately this is a guy who can hit 290, 300 in the major leagues if he continues to have an approach like that as we've seen lately.
And Wayne, I think if you just allow him to swing like that and not try to think, okay, we need a lot of power. He's a first baseman. You want to see the home run ball. Base hits the other way. Early in the count or ahead of the count, yeah, do some damage. But with 2 strikes, that's the swing you want from him. Remember early in the season, he said he was trying to do damage with 2 strikes. No, that's the perfect swing he needs with 2 strikes.
Absolutely agree. Here's Soler. There has to be the threat of damage done at some point throughout the at bat, and Shonowell can post that threat early in the count by being that power looking type of hitter. At that point, he can search for the home run or the double.
But you have enough of those hits. Pitchers aren't real happy when you just flare that the other way. So that's when you're going to bring the fastball or break a ball inside, and that's when you can drop the barrel ahead and do the damage.
1 ball, 1 strike to count here on Soler, who was always a threat for power, and a breaking ball lands for a strike.
Might have got away with that sweeper there.
Shonowell now batting .287 since the beginning of May. He had that IL stint in there as well, but that's about where you'd think he could end up hitting over the course of an entire season. And he can get those base hits the other way deeper in counts if he shows that threat of power early in counts.
Yeah, exactly, and he's really solid when it comes to runners in scoring position. When you put those baseballs in play, driving a lot of runs.
Soler's been on base in 15 straight games. He's also sandwiched around a stint on the injured list. And Perkins paints the fastball for strike 3 to punch out Soler.
Take a look at our StatCast today, powered by Google Cloud. The success so far early on with that 4-seam fastball, outer half of the plate, and not that one well above the strike zone in the air, makes the hitters respect the fastball. It's been firm. It's also setting up that slider so far for Reed Detmers. But solid 8 pitches thrown of his 4-seamer, and they've been firm, 96, 97.
2 strikeouts in the first inning, retiring Bolte and Langeliers with punch outs. Soderstrom now looks at strike 1, leading off here in the second inning. Jonah Heim, Colby Thomas, the middle of the order for the A's. Soderstrom rolls one over, foul, 0-2.
So now he's established he's able to throw a slider for strikes twice now in this at bat.
We get Soderstrom to chase. These A's are a powerful group. He'll strike out from time to time, certainly.
Good pitch, though. Better take.
A's strike out the 7th most of any team in the American League. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Fastball rides up and in, 2-2.
Yeah, he was expecting something away. Now, if you wanted to, you can go right back inside with the fastball. So you don't see many back-to-back fastballs in left on left. It would freeze him.
Swing and a miss, strike 3, a ball in the dirt, puts away Tyler Soderstrom, the wipeout slider from Detmers.
How important is that up and in fastball? That opened up that outer half of the plate very effectively. It's the art of pitching inside for effect. And that effect was a chase well out of the strike zone the very next pitch.
That bail and whale type swing there from Soderstrom. As Detmers now struck out 3 of the first 4, and he'll face a longtime nemesis here in Jonah Heim, who is 6 for 22 against Detmers with 3 doubles. And now he hits a long fly ball to left center field. Heim continues to beat up on Detmers. First time he's homered against him. And that was a no-doubter to give the A's a 1-0 lead.
Boy, he was able to jump on that. It was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 109 off the bat. And we showed like what is the lack of success against the Athletics have been where the pitches were. This fastball was directly middle. And that's the results you're going to get. Now you just got to shake that off, trust your offense to score you some runs. Quickly shake that one off because that went a long way. 445.
That's 6 home runs in 77 at bats for Heim since joining the A's. He only had 1 in 39 at bats for Atlanta before they let him go. He slugged over 500 as a member of the A's. For a long time he couldn't even really hit right-handed. He's gotten better over the years at being able to be a switch hitter. That was a long way out from Jonah Heim.
I'm looking at his career numbers, a .222 batting average with 5 home runs. It feels like he's got a lot more hits, a lot more power in his career versus the Halos. I still remember that grand slam he hit off of Shohei on an 0-2 splitter. At that point, Shohei had never given up a hit on an 0-2 splitter, let alone a grand slam.
1 ball 2 strikes as Thomas takes ball 2. The A's score first with that home run from Heim. Detmers had not given up a first pitch home run in a couple of years until that one from Jonah Heim.
Yeah, pretty high batting average, but no power in the first pitch.
So 2 balls 2 strikes on Thomas.
I'm waiting by Twins going over to make that catch on that foul ball.
I think they're just beating up on the guy that did get the baseball. 2-2. They're the best tag team I've seen since Demolition over there.
No. Oh, fans beware. The Grand Twins are over there.
Can't beat fun at the old ballpark with Grandpa Gooby.
No.
2 balls 2 strikes. That's how I feel every day.
Well played, Wayne. Well played.
2 balls 2 strikes on Thomas. That one got a good chunk of a hoppy as it hit him right on the mask.
Fastball directly right back on the mask again.
Oh,
man.
man.
Oh. Okay. Got hit directly right on the mask last night.
Can't ever devalue the physical toughness of Logan O'Hoppe. He has gone through so many of those smashed foul balls directly off him this year. Bounces back up after every single one. 2 balls 2 strikes. And Thomas with a fly ball to right. Joe Adell makes the grab there. 2 outs.
Because the Undertaker pops right back up.
There they are.
Yeah.
Axe and smash.
Yes. Oh no. What happened? Is that my child? That's Nicolette. What do you let? That's cotton candy.
Cotton candy time.
Oh, killing me. Greg, don't do it. Don't do it.
They're going to come and chase you around.
Oh,
Those
no.
cotton candies are digested later. They do eat like you. That's a good point. They get them some pretzels and cotton candy and they're good to go.
Yes. Oh yes.
1 ball 1 strike on Muncy. It's nice that you got him tickets right in the foul ball alley.
Oh, just use the cotton candy to catch it.
Yeah, catch it right in the bag. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Muncy. Getting a little more playing time now with Zach Geloff on the injured list. Geloff had that 24-game hitting streak ended by a stomp on the hand. There you go.
There they go.
What is that now? They're getting the Gooby special.
Yes, they are. It's like some caramel corn. You look like you went on that one.
Carbs and sugar. That's all we need here. No swing. It's
wow.
First base umpire Ben May. I don't know about that one.
Wow, that's almost a full swing on that one.
The Twins over there saying he went around.
He went.
2 balls, 2 strikes. As Muncy fouls off another. Edmers bounced that slider, frustrated by that one. 3-2 the count on Muncy. Geloff got his hand stomped by the cleats of Matt Chapman earlier in the week, which ended Geloff's hitting streak and put him on the IL. And now Muncy draws a 2-out walk. Chapman did send Geloff a bottle of wine after this cleating that he gave him on Tuesday. So there is that, but this is a painful way for Geloff to land on the IL and lose that hitting streak, just getting a gash on his right hand.
You think about it, fortunate enough to no issues to the bone in the hands. Now a tough batter here, contact hitter. After a long at bat by Muncy, one that on a check swing could have been it a couple pitches ago before the walk.
Jeff McNeil had one of the run scoring hits in that strange 5th inning last night. It's a fly ball to center field here. This will be easy for Josh Lowe, and that will end at the top of the 2nd. Jonah Heim's homer gives the A's the lead. Celebrate America's 250th birthday with a patriotic hat. First 25,000 fans next Friday, July 3rd against the Red Sox will get the patriotic hat on the left, courtesy of Pechanga Resort Casino. That patriotic hat on the right is a pretty good one too. Angels.com/promotions for more info. The one the kid is wearing there, I think, is similar to the on-field caps that the Angels and Red Sox will wear, part of 4th of July weekend. Those are incredible hats.
Yeah, they are unreal.
Wade Meckler leads off the bottom of the 2nd inning as the Angels try to stomp back against Stompers A's in a 1-0 ball game here.
Notice what we talked about when he is using that changeup, he's using his cutter and his slider more so than his sweeper and 4-seamer.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, certainly they know the strengths just like we do, and they probably know a lot more of the strengths than we do, but you can flesh out the numbers in that way, and it's pretty clear that not only has Perkins himself struggled against the Angels, but a lot of pitchers with that combination of pitches have.
And the interesting thing we're going to be talking about as we go along is how good Kurtz is on breaking balls, but how good Detmers is throwing his breaking ball. So I still think you go with your best pitch, even though the guy can hit that well. As long as you throw it to where you want to, you'll still get him out. 2
balls, 2 strikes on Meckler. A late swing, but he stays alive defensively, chopping that ball foul. We're also excited to talk to John Mozeliak. He will be joining us in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The new interim general manager, and for now the leader of baseball operations for the Angels. He had a lot to say during his press conference earlier today. 2 balls, 2 strikes as Meckler fouls one back. Among the things is that he will hire a new general manager, and that person he'd like to certainly have in place just as the offseason gets started.
That is a baseball mind right there, though, and a successful baseball man.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Meckler, and he seemed to go around there. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Perkins in the first out here in the 2nd. Certainly a long history of success for Mozeliak as the general manager of the St. Louis Cardinals. Went to the playoffs 10 times, of course, went to the World Series a couple of times, winning it all in 2011. He had a 30-year tenure with the Cardinals, and the last 18 of those years as the head of baseball operations there. Now, it does seem kind of a short-term deal. He has found some joys in not being attached to a general manager job every single minute of every single day. It's a hard job. There's no question about that. It's a time-consuming job too, especially this time of year. Adele got a good pitch. Joe does wear a lot of protection over that left arm, and seems like the protective gear took the brunt of this.
And that was a sinker, runs in and gets him right. Looks like he got it above that guard on his grip.
Ooh, that might hit the hand.
Yeah. He's got a little padding there also.
So Adele well equipped for a hit by pitch on the left arm or left hand, and he's at first with one out as Donovan Walton stands in. Walton hit that home run off Perkins in West Sacramento last week with that Jim Edmonds style swing. John Mozeliak, his tenure as Cardinals executive goes all the way back to when that deal was made, when the Angels sent Jim Edmonds to St. Louis to begin with. A long-time GM for the Cardinals, World Championship year in 2011. Walton hits a fly ball to left field, and we'll talk to Mo in a little bit once the bottom of the third inning rolls around. But one of the questions I think you have to ask is, how does the Cardinal way turn into the Angel way?
Yeah. Well, for the longest time when Mike Scioscia was at the helm, it was the Angels way. It was under the way Mike Scioscia had it from. And just listen to John talk today. It starts at the lowest levels of the minor leagues, player development, the draft. Work your way up so everybody that comes up through the system believes you're going to win, and that's what he wants to win. At every level, winning, and then winning at the major league level, most importantly.
Who knows more about player development in this day and age than Mozeliak? I mean, the Cardinals for decades have turned over rosters and continued to play at a high level. They got a little ornery there in St. Louis because they finally had a couple of down seasons, which went along the lines of Mozeliak's exit there. Chaim Bloom now the GM, but the Cardinals are back to playing well this year with a team that has Mozeliak's fingerprints all over it. 1 ball, no strikes on Logan O'Hoppe, one of the players that Perry Manassian traded for, coming from the Phillies for Brandon Marsh. 1 ball, 1 strike on O'Hoppe. Perry Manassian's time as general manager coming to an end yesterday. And ultimately you get judged by the wins and losses, especially after you've had a good chunk of time on the job.
Yep.
O'Hoppe jammed as he pops this out near home plate. It's Jonah Heim behind the plate to end the inning.
With a big A, Jose Siri back from the paternity list. Not in the lineup tonight. Josh Lowe patrolling things out in center field. Christian Moore optioned to AAA Salt Lake in the corresponding roster move. He was certainly disappointed after the game last night as he tries to figure out how to be a successful big leaguer at this level, and understandably so. But the question really was just consistent, an opportunity to play every single day. It felt like it wasn't fair to him, Kurt Suzuki said, to come up here, not get the normal reps, the at-bats, so felt at this time it just wasn't the best option for us here. Now, with Perry Manassian's departure yesterday, it was Suzuki's decision, along with assistant GM David Haynes and director of advanced scouting John Pratt, who made the decision. Moving forward, they felt that this was the best way to go, but having conversations right now if he's going to continue to play different positions in the field. Right now scheduled to play second, third, left field, but ongoing conversations about how they want to proceed moving forward, guys.
Yeah, you just really have to find a way to build confidence, because you can unlock an outstanding player as another punchy on a slider for Reed Detmers. Just unlock that potential, and sometimes it's difficult to do so because you start doubting yourself. But that potential is there, and playing time is the most important thing.
And he showed his frustration in the locker room after that all happened, and some media members were around. But what are you going to do? Do a cartwheel? I mean, he's going to be upset.
I would expect him to be so.
1 out, nobody on. Here's Bolte, and I would imagine any player would be upset. Christian
If you
Moore.
weren't upset, I don't know if you want that play.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. And a first-round pick, and there are other players from that draft that are starting to make their marks in the major leagues. Connor Griffin has just come back to the Pirates after missing some time with an injury. He had a home run in his first game back. So there are players throughout that draft that are starting to materialize into big leaguers, and Christian Moore has all of the talent to do so. Now he needs to develop the skills to do so.
Yeah. See the bat speed there, sound off the bat, his ability to run, get comfortable in a position in the field. I mean, sometimes you're going to see guys move around in the field, but as long as you get a chance to swing the bat, that's all it really matters for him.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Bolte.
Love that sound right there. 96 upstairs. That's okay to have fastball up there. Now you can even drop that slow curveball from that plane, or go back up in the upper part of the zone with another fastball. Or paint.
That's on the inside corner. Strike 3. Another strikeout for Demers. That's 5 already tonight.
I love back-to-back fastballs. You don't see that often because break a ball gets a lot more swing and misses, but fastball up, then fastball paint. 96 on both of them. It's a nice presentation there by Logan O'Hoppe on that fastball in the inside corner.
It's all about the presentation.
It is. It is.
Whereas Detmers established a new career high in strikeouts with 14 when he faced the Rangers here on May 24th. Struck out 9 Astros on June 10th.
He went on that one too.
And so far now into his 2 2/3 innings tonight, he's only given up 3 hits in his last 3 home starts. They've all been solo home runs. A whole lot of strikeouts on top of that. 28 in his last 3 home starts, including the 5 tonight. And he's 1 strike away from number 6 tonight, ahead of Kurtz 1 and 2.
It's almost the exact same spot he punched out Bolte with a fastball right on the corner.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Strikes out the side here in the 3rd.
Same exact spot. 96 for Reed Detmers.
1-0 A's, bottom of the 3rd on a beautiful night for baseball at Angel Stadium. Then again, when isn't it a beautiful night for baseball here? And we are thrilled to have John Mozeliak with us, who is now the interim GM and a consultant of baseball for the Angels. And Mo, welcome to Orange County.
Gentlemen, thanks for having me. It's like I said, it's beautiful to be a part of this and really looking forward to the challenge.
You didn't even need to change tie colors. Red and white still works for you.
Yeah, that was nice. Didn't have to go shopping.
Everyone I talked to today at your press conference was like, that's what we wanted to hear. Just the thought of it's about winning, but it all starts down here to work your way up here to be a consistent winner. You've done that in the past.
Yeah, the tough part is being patient, right? Because it's not a light switch. You just can't automatically become great at scouting and developing players. But without that core, and you look at any major league team that you admire and how they go about it, that's what you need to have to be successful. And that's what we did in St. Louis, and that's what I hope to do here.
Here's Josh Lowe with a fly ball to left field, as Colby Thomas now in left makes the catch for the A's. Tyler Soderstrom has left the game, and Lawrence Butler has checked in to play right field. Over the years with the Cardinals, you watch that group year in and year out, and there always seemed to be guys who either came from other organizations and performed better than they had, or there were guys that came up from the minor leagues that were just ready to go and contribute to the major league team. What was it about your operation there that allowed for that?
Well, I think the basic principle that we were always disciplined to was making sure that we were developing our own players. Then we would use the free agent market or the trade market to augment what we needed. Obviously, that ownership group and the people I worked with always wanted to win. We never looked at it as, oh, there's a window to win. We wanted to win every year. And so perpetually over time, we realized that if you draft well, develop well, you have a chance to be successful.
In your conversation with Molly Jolly, and we were talking to her earlier today, how excited she was to be able to have you on board for one, and the thought of you be able to come back and be a part of this family right now to be able to help turn this around. How cool was that for you?
It was, to be honest, it wasn't something I expected. Like, I was kind of enjoying my life and how things were going, because obviously, like, when you sit in this seat, it really is 24/7, and it's nonstop. And to get a break from that, I really think was refreshing. But this opportunity, as I was exploring some other things to look at, this was unique to me. And I really felt like after spending time with Molly, that this was the right place and the right time for me to get back in.
Well, and it's 2 weeks before the draft and a month before the trade deadline, so you come right into a busy time of the year. What can the operation look like for you, being brand new to the organization, and you have these two big events here coming up?
Yeah, I think if you know people that know me, or how I think about management and leadership, it is about creating autonomy and letting the people that are supposed to be doing these jobs do it. And so the scouting director may have more pressure on himself than maybe he had in the past, but we'll be there to help him, hold hands, and make sure we get it right. But ultimately, I can't try to fake it and tell you I've been out scouting for the last 6 months, because I haven't. But I certainly understand processes, and I certainly understand how you value players. And the fact that we have a good pick this year, we should end up with a good player, and that's what I hope for.
How exciting is that to build those relationships with all the people in player development right now, and in scouting, and of course throughout the entire organization?
Well, the irony is I think I've counted at least 20 or 22 ex-Cardinals.
Oh.
So people that I've actually worked with in the past. Even on your major league staff, right? Like Mike Maddox, John Mabry, all worked with me in the past. And so I think that's going to help with this transition. But most importantly, to the fans out there that are wondering, what's all this really mean? It's really about us, myself, taking a hard look at how decisions are made here, and to see where we can improve upon that. It's not to say everything they do is wrong. It's not to say that there's no chance or opportunity for gains. And so that's the patient part. And I really look forward to that challenge and getting to know all the people that work here for the Angels. And I know this is a special place, and therefore I know I want to get it right.
Ultimately, beyond this season, you will hire a general manager to lead the Angels forward as well. What are some qualities that you look for when you want that top executive to be working as the GM and taking over a franchise?
Excellent question. I think traits you want to see is intellect. You want to see some innovation out of that person, and you also want to see someone that's current. In other words, understands what's happening in this business right now. And the other thing that I would add to that is someone that has a little EQ and understanding people, because when guys like us walk into the clubhouse, you're an ex-player, you know this, it's about being relatable, and I think that's important.
Makes sense.
We'll continue our conversation with John Mozeliak in the top of the fourth. Angels go down in order here in the third. It's a 1-0 ball game here in the top of the fourth at Angels Stadium. Reed Detmers has 6 strikeouts so far in the first 3 innings. Struck out the side in the third. Shea Langeliers leads off here in the fourth as we continue with John Mozeliak, who is the new interim general manager and baseball consultant for the Angels. Your first day on the job. What are some ways that you feel like you'll get to know your staff and get to know the players and the people around the ball club as you enter this fray here in the middle of the season?
Yeah, obviously time matters, and I cannot waste it. So this morning I woke up about 4:45 here because I'm still on Central Time, but got on the phone, started speaking to some people on the East Coast just about getting some insights of the Angels, but also ended up talking with David Haynes at 6:45 this morning. So I'm just trying to get to do this as fast as possible. But I want to make sure we do it right, too. So I'm not going to rush into something and try to make mistakes. But relationships matter, and getting to know names and faces are important.
Have you been able to run into any of the players at all yet?
Yeah, actually,
I know you've been busy,
the team.
so
I did meet with the club prior to the game tonight. I just wanted to introduce myself, and I just also wanted them to understand how they can approach me, because I do think that's important. Obviously, Mike Trout is the face of this franchise, and I certainly would welcome him sharing any insights he has to share with me, and hopefully I can gain or learn something from that. But yeah, so it's a lot of handshakes today. If I have to take a test on names tomorrow, I'm probably going to fail.
3-2 on Langeliers, who squibs one foul and stays 3-2. brand new to an organization, that's not something that really is new to you, because you were at one team for 30 years. How refreshing is it to, I don't know, just be in a different ballpark, be around different group of players, different logos, just kind of having a new set of eyes on something that you've never really been around before?
You know, I didn't know what to expect, candidly, and I got to admit, I think it's amazing. Like I do feel refreshed. I feel like this is going to be a fun project, and I'm just looking forward to it. And so, like, it is different, right? Like, I used to know exactly where to park, where to go. Here I'm as lost as you can imagine.
And traffic's slightly different, I'm sure, than St. Louis here.
But I do hope, like, you know, in a week, if you ask me that same question, I feel a lot more comfortable.
Lawrence Butler at the plate here, fouls one off. He's in there for Soderstrom. We don't know why Soderstrom left the game just yet. Only had one at bat tonight. John Mozeliak comes from a 30-year experience with the Cardinals, 18 years running baseball operations there, and a world champion in 2011. When you win it all, what is that feeling like for the architect of a team and the guy who is really the one responsible for everything at the end of the day?
Well, I think your fan base will appreciate this, because if you recall back in 2011, I knew a couple things were about to happen. So to answer your question, success is fleeting. The moment it happens, it's on to the next. And that's the toughest part about this business. But I knew Tony La Russa was going to step down as manager, so I had already begun a preliminary managerial search. And I knew Albert Pujols was going to be a free agent. So to ask me how much I enjoyed that offseason was pretty small.
I mean, you have a fan base here that so wants to see this team turn it around and be a winning organization. How does that make you feel that you have a chance to maybe get that turned around, where everyone starting to believe in this team can win each and every year?
Well, that is the exciting part of it, because they do have that fan base, and they do care, and they do want this to be successful. And really, you don't have to go back that far. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, the Angels were dominant. They were always contending for a playoff team. And the real question I have to try to figure out is, like, what started to go wrong? And then ultimately that's where we have to find those games.
We talked a little bit about it earlier, the short-natured possibility of this. Your contract with the Angels is only through the end of the year, and their plan is for you to hire a new general manager, and then that is not really clear what happens as far as your role beyond that. So if it is a shorter-term situation for you, what's in it for you?
The challenge to begin with, and partly because I don't want to have to go back to this seat permanently. Again, doing it for 18 years, gentlemen, is it can be pretty stressful.
Oh, yes.
And so but having the ability to do something for 4 to 6 months where you're running really hard, I can do that. But then I want to be able to take a deep breath and then see what's next. And if next means still being a part of the Angels, and there's something that makes sense, especially with the new general manager and leadership team, yeah, you may see me around. I'm not trying to not have to go 1,000 miles an hour if I don't have to, but there's going to be a time where I do want to catch my breath.
I mean, do you feel like when you woke up this morning, you said you were up at 5, still at Central Time, but that energy all of us, I mean, right away, like, and there's something about being around baseball. I mean, I know the same thing. It's just the energy this game provides you. Does you feel that energy today?
Absolutely. I mean, I felt it flying out here yesterday. I mean, I'm refreshed, but when you do the job I had for so long, you never get that break. Like, baseball's an odd sport, right? You think of all other sports, hockey, NFL, NBA, there's usually like about a month of just dead time. The free agents aren't doing anything. And I feel like baseball, we're always up against it because there is never a break.
Yeah, that is true.
Angels get the force out at second base as Butler is thrown out, with Neto flipping to Walton for the second out of the inning. And that'll put runners on the corners for Max Muncy, as the Angels made a change yesterday. Perry Manassian let go as general manager, and John Mozeliak brought in, as the Angels face a situation where the postseason has been elusive now for quite some time. And whether it is a short-term or a long-term situation for you here, how satisfying would it be to bring this club back to those heights that you just mentioned?
Well, I think it all starts with understanding what your direction is, and what that strategy looked like. And Cardinals, we kept it pretty simple. It was draft well and develop well. Now, there's obviously other parts of all this that matter in terms of, like, when you think about health and performance and all the modern tools that exist today, but combining that in a way that everybody's talking to each other. Maybe the way to think about it is sometimes, like in the old world of baseball, there would be people in the room, and there were other people at the table. I'm trying to make sure everybody's at the table. So the voices are heard, we are communicating with one another, we're collaborating with one another, and we're really getting the most out of each player. You think about the draft. These are big investments, right? And if we're not giving that player the best chance to succeed, we're not doing our job. And look, we made mistakes in St. Louis, I assure you, but that was our strategy.
That makes so much sense, because then if everyone's at the table at the same time, whether it's player development, major league level, scouts, everybody's in that has that same opinion and optimism, then all of a sudden everything's much, much better.
Yeah, but it also, and that's 100% true, but you also get to understand, like, where can we do better at, right? Like, some people have dietary issues, right? Like, when was a dietitian actually brought to the table 10 years ago? They weren't. Strength coach 15 years ago was, the guy that was just building muscles with no real strategy. Now it's very specific, and I think coaches embrace that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Max Muncy strikes out to end the inning. Mo, thanks a lot. John Mozeliak, best of luck to you as you take on this role.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mo. Really appreciate it, man. Great to have you aboard.
Bottom of the fourth inning as the Angels try to battle back here down 1-0. Good job by Reed Detmers to work out of some trouble in the top of the fourth. The A's had runners on first and second. No runs allowed. Detmers with 2 more strikeouts and 8 now in the first 4 innings.
The catcher's challenging.
Shanoa looking at Heim like, you challenged that one?
I think he's going to be right, though.
A's challenge powered by T-Mobile. And it is right on the outside edge. Shanoa thought for sure that was going to be in his favor.
That's a real nice job by Reed Detmers to end up putting up a 0 there.
Well, great to talk to John Mozeliak during the last couple half innings, as he has been brought in to push the Angels into the future. Brought in by team president Molly Jolly, who had a lot to say as well during the press conference this afternoon. And really, it sounds like it was largely her decision to go down this route, bring Mozeliak into the organization. Another challenge here, Angels challenge powered by T-Mobile, and Shanoa wins that
one. 50-50. Wait, okay, you challenge me, I'm going to challenge you. But just the feeling he has, just what he wants to bring to this organization, it's infectious, really. Just listening to him.
Absolutely. 2-1, and now that one's off the plate for ball 3. But this is really the first big decision from a baseball standpoint that Molly Jolly has been involved in as team president, making the decision to let go of Perry Manassian as general manager, and also to be connected to Mozeliak and bring him into the organization and get on board with what his needs were to take this job and get the Angels at least pointed into a direction that they hope the fans can believe in, and that everyone around here internally can believe in as well.
She did an amazing job of making that decision and bringing somebody like John aboard with all that success he's had. That's just an unbelievable job right there.
Leadoff walk, and Shanoa on base as Jorge Soler bats. And listen, we see the record here. It's 34-49. The Angels, in a very winnable American League West, have fallen back to the pack again. And now this postseason streak continues. This drought continues. At least it appears to as this moment. So it's a big job, and a very appreciative fan base that would love to be watching this team celebrate and pop bottles again.
Wait, can you just see the excitement when we were asking him about that? I think that really, for him, that's a challenge he wants. And sometimes when you're already successful, that brings the best out of you, and that's why the excitement level, I think Halo fans are going to start feeling this pretty soon. Just in between innings, we're talking about Reed Detmers, and his eyes is lit up, saying, wow, this kid is electric. And he's getting to that level now where we saw that there, just battle through an inning when he didn't have a good start to the inning, but he still ended up putting up a 0. He's got to get those bits and pieces, put it all together.
2 balls, no strikes. The count here on Soler. Struck out his first time. Now it's 3-0. You think about Theo Epstein and solving the riddle that was the Boston Red Sox and the curse of the Bambino, and winning that championship and winning multiple championships, as it turned out, with the Red Sox organization, including 2013 against Mozeliak's Cardinals. But then he took on the new challenge of going to do the same thing and break the 108-year curse of the Cubs, and he won that one as well. And you really saw, as he made that transition from Boston to Chicago and really started from scratch with the Cubs, as Soler chases ball 4, and he was on that team. Soler was in 16 when the Cubs won it all. They started from scratch. They had nothing working for them. They had been over a century since they won the World Series, and Theo and company went in there with new eyes and a new perspective and all this positivity that came with them from the Red Sox, and they totally turned over that organization
Completely.
3-2 on Soler, and he lines one to left center for a base hit.
Nice. That's a good swing there on that.
Shotwell trying to take the extra base, going for third, and he's safe. Soler trails into second.
Holds on to that baseball, and he's out. But sometimes you got to take that shot, force the issue. Aggressive baseball, kind of like what Mo is talking about. That's the way you have to start believing it. That the decisions you make results in wins. Well, I love what he talked about, everyone going to the table. That's how, when you talk about Theo, that's the kind of attitude you have to have. Success with the Red Sox and the Cubs.
They throw short out Muncy. He couldn't hold on to it. Now the Angels have second and third with nobody out, and it's 1 ball, no strikes on Meckler. The Angels trying to take the lead here with second and third, nobody out. The Detmers walk the tightrope in the top of this inning to keep it 1-0.
And a lot of pitches out of the strike zone to start this inning for Perkins. Fell behind 3-0 to 3-1. Got a little bit of a chase out of the zone by Soler, then a line drive. Walks Shawnuel, now 2-0 count. This is where you got to take advantage. Well, that's a perfect fastball he just threw there at 94. Meckler trying to get something, can drive in the air. Even a ground ball at second or short gets a run home.
Of course, another base on balls would load them up for Joe Adell. It's 3 balls and 1 strike on Meckler. He stays alive, or at least fouls one off in 3-1 to make it 3-2. Meckler struck out his first time. Perkins, who fanned 8 in his last start against the Angels, a career high for him. He's only struck out 3 so far today.
About 40% of the time, they'll throw a little wrinkle, 3-2 to a lefty.
See what he does here, 3-2 to Meckler. Another foul ball and a fastball upstairs. Leadoff walk to Shawnuel. He took third on Soler's base hit. Soler trailed the play into second base. The Angels have 2 in scoring position. First time they've had men in scoring position tonight, trying to push home a couple here against Perkins. As Meckler takes ball 4, but Heim wants to challenge.
I think Perkins did too. That's definitely a strike too.
So Meckler will be out. A's challenge powered by T-Mobile, as you'll see here, strike 3. That was close.
Wow.
Pitch overturned to a strike.
Yeah, just the very top of the baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what ABS is here for.
Both of them wanted the challenge.
Yeah, who gets credit for that? Perkins went to the hat first.
Yes, he did. It's a quick draw.
And did Shohei and Dalton Rushing have some issues with that the other day, or what?
Wow, he did.
Here's Adell ripping one fair down the left field line. Shotwell and Soler come home. Joe Adele puts the Angels on top. Now that ball gets away in the corner, and Adele goes all the way to third.
Stand-up triple. Adele loves the first pitch. You mentioned Perkins on the first pitch. A lot of damage done. 2 RBIs on that one. Sweeper, middle down. And like you talked about, Wayne, the Halos hit the sweeper really well. That's a rocket.
Thomas totally messed up in the corner here.
He was a lonely man there in the corner.
He was. Watch this. Trying to dive for it. And it still got by him.
It's one of those ones you might even think a possibility of an inside the park home run.
Adele thinking they have the Jets on. He was held up at third. It is a triple. Although we've seen in this inning now twice with Colby Thomas in left field instead of Soderstrom. And maybe some things happening that wouldn't have happened had Soderstrom stayed in the game. Soderstrom, a tremendous defensive outfielder.
Also, when you think about 5 outfield assists.
Well, I don't know if Shotwell takes that extra base if Soderstrom's in left.
And we saw Thomas out in right field, so it's a different throw. And I'm sure he's played a number of outfield positions, but it's a different throw from right field as compared to a left fielder.
And Soderstrom plays every day in left field, so it's not like you're getting some versatility out of that position. It's mostly Soderstrom out there. No balls, 2 strikes on Walton. We don't know yet still why Soderstrom left this game, but he did. And the Angels have taken advantage of a difference in defense in left field in this inning. The Angels have the lead. The infield is in for the A's. Walton 0-2. Takes one in the dirt. It squirts away, but not far enough.
Good decision not to go, not far enough away. Wanted a deep fly ball to left field, his first at bat of the game. We'll take that now.
Throw behind the runner as Adele goes back safely.
You always see that back pick, especially with a left-handed batter. Timing play.
Check swing looked like a strike anyway, but it is on the swing. Heim looked like he was going to challenge another one.
Tough one right there, especially well Walton has swung the bats. This is where O'Hoppe has been at his best. Runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Been over 400.
He's been rolling lately. Popped out his first time. Takes ball 1. Joe Adele's always been great at hunting the first pitch. With a 2-run triple here in the 4th. 3rd most RBIs in the majors on first pitches this year.
He had 17 home runs last year on the first pitch.
There's a bouncer to third base. Muncy plays it back. And with plenty of time throws out O'Hoppe. Adele puts the Angels on top with a 2-run triple.
Boy, Reed Detmer so far, we talk about that life on his fastball, and then the slider has been sharp at 96, 97. Real good balance, finish out in that front leg, painting the inside part of the plate, painting the outside part of the plate, 96. A lot of trust in the fastball slider combo so far. Then I take a look at our StatCast being powered by Google Cloud. The 12 outs, 6 on his slider, 6 on his 4-seamer. That's a lot of trust in those 2 pitches.
First pitch looked like a curveball that time. The slow one to McNeil for strike 1.
And our Hyundai key for the game today, Morgan Wallen today. I got better. Well, you're seeing him getting better against the A's so far tonight with the use of his pitches, especially that fastball setting up his slider. So he's got better. Just like every day you win.
Well, I do get better every day. That is true. It's a low bar, though. Just trying to raise it a centimeter at a time. No balls and 2 strikes on McNeil.
112 punches.
It's a soft little roller to Guzman, and that's the first out.
That's always a tough guy to punch out there.
One away here in the 5th inning. Seems like the Angels got better today. Talking to John Mozeliak, hearing him from the press conference earlier today, and time that we got to spend with him on the broadcast today. There's still a lot of hurdles to climb as you go along and hire a new GM and you figure out what's going to happen with the manager position and the coaching staff moving forward and the players and the trade deadline and the draft. There are a lot of hurdles to climb just with the nature of Major League Baseball and its schedule. But you have to at least feel good about what you heard and feel some hope from what you heard from John Mozeliak here today. No balls and a strike on Alika Williams.
And I'm going to say something, Wayne, here. I think it really is the culture. This right away, you got to feel and believe you have to win, and you want to win, and you will win. That's all matters.
Well, we've heard that up and down the organization today as Williams grounds to Neto, that they want to win, that the product on the field is extremely important, and that wins and losses certainly have not gone the Angels' way here, especially so far this season. But that's something that they want to change, and this is the first step toward the possibility of change.
And you have players building around right here. You see Joe Adell driving into a triple. Zach Neto with his extra base hits already this season. Shonwell, we're seeing what he's capable of doing when he's getting rolling and using the whole field with his swing. And it all starts with this guy on the mound.
The guy on the mound too. Detmers with outstanding 1, 2, 3, 5th. 3 ground ball outs on 7 pitches. Angels baseball on AB TV is presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Well, they let you park right on the front like that?
You know what? That's how I roll.
Wow.
I mean, really roll in like that.
The Monster Jam.
Yes.
It's like a little dog truck there. Here's Josh Lowe with a bouncer foul leading off in the bottom of the 5th.
You got to know people to get that parking spot.
Evidently,
I'll let you
do.
know. I'll let you know somewhere down the road.
Please. That'd be a nice deal for me. You'll just crush my car though with that big monster truck you got.
Mo was talking about he's got to find a parking spot. Well, you might have found one already.
No balls, 2 strikes on Lowe. Yeah, that's the hardest part sometimes. We got plenty of parking here though at Angel Stadium. You just find a spot. You just got to get the right spot though. That's the hard part. Lowe flied out his first time. It's a high fly ball to right. Moving back Butler. He's out near the wall. That ball is caught.
Oh, just missed it. At a 41-degree launch angle. It had good sound off the bat. It was 105. Everything about that swing make you believe that has a chance of getting out. This might hit it too high.
So waiting to see if that would have bounced off that LED board out there, as home runs often do above the yellow line. It seemed like that one had everything but that in its favor, as Josh Lowe just missed a home run that would have been gone in 20 other major league ballparks.
A couple games in a row, good swings by Josh.
Well, we know he hit the ball well at AAA, and that's not always something that you can hang your hat on, because the difference in pitching is so vast between what's at AAA, plus the ballparks there are much easier to hit in, as we see when we go to Sacramento. So it's hard to say that you're going to carry that over, but for whatever it's worth, he was hitting the ball well at AAA.
That was just good bat speed, good exit velocity too on that one.
No balls, 2 strikes on Zach Neto. There's a fly ball to left center field. This one hit pretty well. Thomas back. One of the deepest left center fields in baseball. That ball dies just short of the track as Neto hits a long fly ball out. So this is why Perkins struggled in the 5th inning in Sacramento. These are home runs.
Yes,
there.
long gone.
2 out, nobody on. We'll take a drive with Kia. You look at the home road splits of any of these A's pitchers, and it's gargantuan typically. Here's Guzman sending one out toward right center field. This is deep, and that ball is off the wall. Well, finally, the 3rd of these long fly balls lands in the Angels' favor. A double for Guzman.
Oh, I love that swing. That's a great one. 3rd double. Real solid swing on that one, about 103 almost off the bat. You know, that third time through for Perkins, it jumps up to 429 batting average. 2 well-hit baseballs that third time through. Neto did a warning track in left center, and this one off the wall.
Well, all 3 of these balls would have found a way to carry out of Sutter Health Park. That's when you look at the A's pitching this year and their overall home road records. They've been a lot better on the road. Strike to Shonowell because the ballparks could contain these long fly balls.
Exactly. Now this is the spot you want Shonowell up. Man in scoring position. The guy can make contact. See if he can find a hole.
Ball 1 strike on Shonowell. Shonowell walked and scored his last time at a base hit in the first inning.
He's got that hole open between short and third. The Tony Gwynn hole.
Beach ball on the field.
That's what they say when I was throwing at the end of my career.
This one's deflated, though. It must have really been one of yours.
It was after some of those baseballs hit by Cleveland that day.
Yeah, there it goes. The crusher. The ball boy wanted some ovation for blowing up that beach ball.
Got some boos.
Yeah, he was leaning into it, waving his arms. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Shonowell. A little loop toward left, but it hangs up for Thomas, and that ends the inning. Reed Detmers, our key player profile as we get to the 6th inning. Detmers has been deadly with his fastballs this season.
You know, I mean, 8th best in Major League Baseball. When you look back, last time he was a starting pitcher, really, his fastball was the pitch he struggled with, and there's a lot more confidence in that fastball now. And he's going to be facing a tremendous fastball hitter, but he's hit his spot really well so far with his fastball against Kurtz.
He's pitched into the 6th inning against this A's team that has given him fits, not only this season but throughout his career. No balls and a strike on Kurtz, who struck out his last time. Entering today, Detmers with a 10.03 ERA against the A's this year, but a 7.94 ERA in his career. So this is not just a 1 or 2 time thing. Here's Kurtz lining one to right center field, and that's the 3rd hit tonight for the A's. Leadoff man on here in the 6th inning, but up until this inning, what does it say about Detmers that he's been able to respond in this manner against a team that has crushed him?
I think it goes back to what we just showed as far as our key player profile. This is fastball command. Where he's thrown at, where he's spotted it, set up his other pitches very effectively. That slider right there is upstairs. See if he can get a ground ball double play. He's had 3 ground ball outs that last half inning. See if he can get one right here at an infielder.
Langeliers hits one high and foul to the left field corner. 3 ground ball outs in a row in the 5th inning. Help Detmers to a 1-2-3 set. It's at 80 pitches now. They worked a little harder in the 2nd and the 4th, thanks to a couple of walks. No balls and a strike. As Langeliers takes strike 2.
Back door to slider. So effective with that. That's just really a feel. Because if you leave that over the middle of the plate, that's trouble. You have to have enough confidence to start it off the plate and catch that corner.
Fastball has popped up. You can see O'Hoppe move his glove as that ball was being delivered. He wanted that pitch up. He got it up, and Langeliers just hit it straight up.
Straight up in the air.
Detmers with a few more hitless innings tonight, now has 60 for the year. Look at the names he's up there on this list with.
Wow.
These are the best pitchers in baseball.
By the way, the Miz was 105.5 mile-per-hour fastball yesterday. I mean, that is just not right or real.
He's thrown 103, 104 in the 7th innings of games or even later. Here's a wild pitch that moves Kurtz to second base. So now the tying run in scoring position with Butler at the plate.
Just kind of snapped that slider.
Just crawled up the arm of Ohapi and got away.
That's the thing, when you throw a breaker ball, there's different spin when it hits the dirt as compared to a fastball. You're at the mercy of hoping to keep your body at least in front of it to keep it from getting too far away.
Big cut by Butler, who entered the game when Tyler Soderstrom left after
I think
third inning.
Keep an eye on Wayne. There's been at least 3 sliders have been upstairs so far in this half inning. One being hit. The Kurtz got away with one there. The Langoliers, and that one right there, the Butler. Just got to make sure you keep that down and away.
1 ball, 1 strike. That one is down and away. A curveball, though. 2-1 the count. Soderstrom left the game with left hip soreness.
Kurt's a real good base runner out there. He's trying to get a read on Reed Detmers.
Check swing, and Butler held up 3 balls and a strike. Butler's offense has declined since the level he established a couple of years ago for the A's. And he takes ball 4 here. So third walk issued by Detmers in this game to go with 8 strikeouts. The A's have runners on first and second now. Jonah Heim's due up. Mike Maddox comes out, and we will hop in the car with Hyundai.
A car that sees what you can't, how it should be. The Hyundai Tucson.
Angels have their bullpen up. Chase Silseth is getting ready in the bullpen. Kurtz the runner at second base, Butler at first. Detmers 87 pitches, nearing the end of his line here, through 90 in each of his last 2 starts.
He was ready. He jumped on the first pitch, first at bat, but then he had a real good sequence the second at bat to punch him out.
Jonah Heim. It's a chopper foul toward the Angel dugout. Home run from Heim in the second, the only run for the A's so far. Good double play candidate, though, if he can get a ground ball.
Reed so far has had 6 turn behind him.
Kurtz at second base, Butler at first. Check swing, and I'm all twisted up.
That was a solid slider there. The slider before was a little bit higher up in the zone.
And sword.
That was one right there.
Balls, 2 strikes to count. Heim had a good cut at that fastball.
Yeah, he's a good fastball hitter. Even though that was elevated too. Especially from this side of the plate. Good high ball hitter.
Detmers trying to work out of some trouble in the 6th inning. He did so in the 4th. Check swing again. No swing this time.
I think he held up on that one. Or maybe not.
Yeah, it was close.
Pretty similar to the one that Ben May rung up a hitter earlier for the Halos.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Tapper foul. Heim was out in front of that. Bobby Crosby, the former AL Rookie of the Year, handled that at third base. Out of Long Beach State, Bobby Crosby. Two and two now on Heim.
Think about it, the great players out of Long Beach State and Cal State Fullerton. There's been a lot of tremendous major league players from those two programs.
Marcotte himself out of Cal State Fullerton. Kurt Suzuki. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Heim fouls back another. We talked about that Fullerton connection between the two managers. These two teams played in West Sacramento last week. Marcotte from the area. His dad was an LAPD cop. An Angels fan himself growing up. Big Bobby Grich fan as a kid. He's Heim with a fly ball to shallow left center field. Josh Lowe is there. And that's a big second out for Detmers.
Nice job on that slider down and in. Just got a lazy fly ball. Make sure no letdown here for Reed Detmers. That focus, laser focus here. First pitch. He's really throwing a ton of sliders. When you come into this game, 32% slider percentage, 46 today. He feels a turnaround as far as those 2 pitches give him a better chance of change success against this athletic lineup. What we've seen the first couple of starts this year, where he let more so curveballs.
And there's one to Thomas. Got him out in front. It was a good time to drop one.
He hadn't thrown a whole lot of them. Hey, sometimes when you have your struggles against a team, you got to go with your top pitch, and that, in his mindset, is his slider.
1 ball, 1 strike. The fastball missing wildly there. This is the most pitches for Detmers in a game since May 13th. He's only been over 100 twice this season. This will be his 99th pitch of this game. That's line to left, a base hit. Meckler charging in. Kurtz is heading home. Meckler had some trouble getting rid of it, and the throw comes in too late. Have a double clutch there. Meckler didn't have a good grip. Thomas ties the game with a 2-out RBI single.
The slider was this down. It was a short swing on that one. If he gets a clean grip on that one, I think he's got a good shot at getting him at the plate.
He charged in very aggressively and then just was battling his glove for the ball.
Another opportunity to get a win for Reed Detmers. Just not a lot of run support.
Yeah, he still has not won a game in this ballpark this year. Angels baseball on ABTV, brought to you by Villa Ford of Orange. Step up to the plate and drive home a winner today at Villa Ford of Orange. And by Big Noise Lager, ice cold, crushable. Light the fuse, kaboom. Boom. Wow. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yes.
To light the fuse.
Yes,
Big Noise Lager. It is a Christmas in June celebration here at the Big A. So the team in red is playing the team in green.
Yes, it's perfect.
And Max Muncy is the batter with runners on first and second and 2 down. Angels and A's are now tied at 2. Reed Detmers gives up a 2-out RBI single. As Colby Thomas knocks in Kurtz. Now Silseth can't hear the pitch coming. Dom Chidi, the bullpen coach for the Angels, his job to outfit all the pitchers with those pitch comms. This one didn't work. Detmer struck out 8 in the first 4 innings. Ended up with those 8 total strikeouts today. Silseth fires in a strike. Detmer is now at 112 strikeouts, 3rd most in the American League, only behind Cam Schlittler and Dylan Cease.
It's frustrating how well he pitched again tonight. All you can do is go out and give your team a chance to win a ball game. That's all you can do, and he certainly has done that. Hopefully Silseth will keep this one tied.
The ball's 2 strikes on Muncy. Silseth has been Kurt Suzuki's main go-to when there have been men on base.
It's been the cleaner.
You're talking about cleanup hitters in the lineup. Silseth's been the cleanup man out of the bullpen. A large number of inherited runners this year. Trying to strand 2 more with runners on 1st and 2nd. That puts Silseth at 38 inherited runners for the year, which is the most in the major leagues. It's been pretty much since the opening weekend in Houston. It's been like that. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Remember, though, when the bullpen roles were still sort of undefined in the beginning of the season, Kurt Suzuki brought Silseth into a game with men on base and Yordan Alvarez up for the Astros, and he got him out. I think that was on opening day.
Yeah, remember the big comeback win against the A's here where he got Kurtz to roll into a double play with the bases loaded.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Muncy. Ball in the dirt makes it 2-2. Muncy has walked and struck out today. Butler, the runner at second base. Thomas at first. It was Thomas who had a base hit that tied the game. That one ran on the hands and got a piece of the umpires. It was fouled back. Home plate umpire Nick Marley. Umpires don't have the personalities they used to, huh? Well, who's Nick Marley? Dylan Wilson is at 3rd. Ben May at 1st. Who are these guys? 2 balls, 2 strikes on Muncy. That ball off the glove of O'Hoppe. Doesn't know where it is. So the A's advance to 2nd and 3rd. As that ball, not sure if it hit the dirt or not, but bounced off the glove of O'Hoppe, and then he lost track of it.
He's trying to find exactly where it was. Big pitch here now.
2nd and 3rd. Swing and a miss. There it was. 3.
The cleaner does it again.
The gear at MLBshop.com, from official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies. We've got the season covered. MLBshop.com/Angels, the official source for your Angel gear. Well, Nick Marley, the home plate umpire, he's not a relative of Jacob Marley.
Jacob Marley. A Christmas Carol. I don't think so.
Listen, if the umpires aren't going to give us personalities, we're going to give some to them.
Yes. It's perfect. It's Christmas in June and Jacob Marley.
Justin Sterner is the new pitcher for the A's. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, the game is tied, and Jorge Soler leads off. Looking at a breaking ball strike. Perkins went 5 innings for the A's, and really got away with a bunch of long fly balls in the bottom of the 5th inning. He was lucky that only 1 fell in for a hit, and it was not a home run off the bat of Guzman. You have 3 balls that could have been home runs in other ballparks to Lowe, Neto, and Guzman back to back to back.
All over 100 miles per hour exit velocity.
Perkins goes 5, allows 2 runs on 4 hits, and now it's a bullpen game the rest of the way on both sides. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts for Perkins.
He get his fair share of punch-outs. It's given him 62 and 51 innings pitched this year.
I mentioned Detler striking out 8 tonight as Soler is punched out. That gives Reed 112 strikeouts and 99 2/3 innings on the season. Soler the first out here in the 6th inning. Which brings up Wade Meckler, who is 0 for 2.
Let's bring that one down just a little bit more. Soler would have hit that one a long way, just above the zone, and couldn't catch up to it.
Well, his A's bullpen has certainly struggled as Meckler fouls it back. The bullpen ERA is 6.72 over the last 21 games.
Some of those games up in West Sacramento and in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Good luck. Pitching staff in general has the highest ERA in baseball in the month of June. 6.05. A's have allowed 44 home runs this month. The franchise record for home runs allowed in June is 45, which the Angels can help them tie or break this weekend. The tapper, that's not going to get it done. Williams charges in, throws out Meckler, 2 outs. Joe Adell, 2-run triple his last time. That's the 5th most home runs of any outfielder over the last 2 years. Our Mercedes-Benz cover every base. Although I protested and said instead of that we should talk about the one major league home run that Steve Christmas hit back in 1984. There's a strike to Adell.
Was it against David Frost, was it?
No, it was against Mike Smithson.
Oh, well, I remember him.
Might as well have been David Frost, though. It was in September of 1984 at the Metrodome. Steve Christmas was playing for the White Sox.
Beautiful Metrodome.
1 ball, 1 strike on Adell. That ball's hammered to the left field corner again. Adell tripled over there earlier. He's bidding for a double here. Colby Thomas throws it in. Safe at second, Adell.
Well, you need all that speed to pick up that double. Just made a good throw on that one. Hit by pitch, triple double. Hanger. Sweeper upstairs, another hit, well hit baseball on a sweeper by a halo. Just got that hand in there.
Here's Walton with a chance to give the Angels the lead. Talked about it a lot. The Angels have been very prevalent at scoring runs with 2 outs this season. There's another chance. 2-out double from Adell.
Seeing a steady diet of slow breaking balls.
Walton trying to keep his 10-game hitting streak alive for his career best hitting streak and the longest by any Angel this year.
Maybe get a cutter or a sweeper here.
1 ball, 1 strike as Walton takes ball 2. Well, Joe Adell had a game with 3 home run robberies before he had a game with both a triple and a double. A career first for Adell tonight. 2-2 on Walton.
Going to catch one of these sweepers just a little bit more in the strike zone here. Playing him the pole in the infield. And Butler in the outfield too.
Walton in his last several starts has been a tough out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Walton trying to put the Angels back in front. Adell has a double, a triple, and a hit by pitch tonight. An Angel hasn't had that combination of things in one game in 8 years. It doesn't seem like it's that crazy to have a double, triple, and a hit by pitch in the same game, but apparently it is. That gets away, and now Adell will go to third.
That's big too, because now that sweeper, you overthrow it. could result in the run, so you're more apt to try to throw that in the strike zone. That's exactly what Walton's hoping to see.
I think this ball ended up getting a piece of Jacob Marley's long lost relative. The home plate umpire, Nick Marley, got him on the elbow, it looked like. Now Dell at third base. That's a called third strike, and Walton won't challenge. Angels baseball on AB TV, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino, and brought to you in part by StubHub, a proud partner of Angels baseball. Reed Detmer struck out 8 over 5 2/3 innings tonight. Gave up 2 runs. He gets a no decision for his efforts. Talked about Donovan Walton with a 10-game hitting streak. Well, it's now over. Ryan Zefferjohn's first pitch cut on and missed by McNeil. Oswald Peraza is coming in the game to play second base. At first glance, you wonder if it's just to tighten up the defense in a tie game here, but I wonder if something happened to Walton.
As well as he's been swinging the bat. Still early enough in the game, too. He's looking at that pitch, too. They're looking exactly where it was. It was a strike, though. 3 straight fastballs for Zefferjohn.
1 ball, 2 strikes on McNeil, hitting just .235, but hard to put away. Had that 2-run hit in the 5th inning yesterday, which got the A's the first of their 7 runs in that 5th inning yesterday, and a bunch of bleeders that just leaked through, largely against Walbert Urania. What a strange inning that was.
Yeah, it looks like he pitched poorly, but he really didn't. He was perfect through 4. And some ground balls. He just found spots through the infield.
There's a ground ball as Shotwell picks it with the backhand. Leads Zefferjohn to play.
Man, he thought he was going to sneak out a base hit out of that one.
Classic McNeil right there. 1 out here in the 7th. Let's go down to Erica.
Oswald Peraza into the game, got the VZ on the side of his hat in support of his home country, Venezuela. So many in baseball affected by that horrific earthquake a couple of days ago. Peraza did say, though, his family back in Venezuela is safe. He's been in contact with them, has some friends whose parents unfortunately did not make it. He also had an apartment in that area, didn't make it either. Certainly not worried about that at all. He actually had tickets to the World Cup match up in LA on the off day on Thursday. He said he was crying all day, just didn't make it up there, couldn't do it. It was a tough day for him, but he's very thankful that everybody in his family back home in Venezuela is okay.
I just sending so many prayers down there.
The death toll
yes,
just continues to rise. 1,400 plus that we know of already in those devastating earthquakes in Venezuela. And Peraza, one of many wearing the VZ symbol on the cap. We're seeing it throughout the major leagues as well, as various players throughout the league have that VZ on their caps, including Peraza here tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Alika Williams. And the breaking ball was laid off. It's 2-2. Venezuela and baseball,
that's a connection,
an extreme connection. 2-2. So many great Venezuelan players throughout the sport. Good effort by Shotwell over the dugout railing. And Mark Kotze also has that VZ on his cap, lending a hand after the fact here. You missed it, now I'll help you out. Here you go.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate the help.
Two and 2 on Williams, and the breaking ball makes it 3-2. Williams added back to the roster when Geloff got hurt.
Top of the order coming up. Big pitch here now for Zefferjohn.
Full count pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out.
A backup sweeper. See how tight that spin is on that. He's really doing a nice job of working downhill, utilizing that big frame.
He's been so good lately. Zephyr now in his last 9 2/3 innings pitched has racked up 18 strikeouts with no hits allowed.
Oh, looked like he went there.
1 ball, 1 strike on Bolton.
I don't think you can. You almost have to take a full swing now to be a check swing called a strike.
It's always been somewhat inconsistent, but it seems like really of late more so. Swing and a miss. That fastball just burned by Bolton. Zephyr trying to keep his hitless streak alive, working on his 10th straight inning without giving up a hit. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bolton.
Zephyr
Got him.
Zephyr doing his thing again.
10 straight hitless innings with 19 strikeouts in that stretch for Zephyr. He's been outstanding. 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 7th. Now our Hyundai 7th inning stretch. And a little 80s broadcast there for the White Sox and the Royals. They played an 80s-like game, 2-1 in Chicago today. Jacob Gonzalez, the rookie, with his first career walk-off hit. The White Sox have won 10 straight series at Rate Field. Hunter Goodman clobbered 3 home runs. He has hit 25 now in the year as the Rockies won a game in Minnesota.
Boy, he is a good man. Look at that. 3 home runs. He's on pace for 49 home runs this season.
It's pretty good for a catcher.
I think that's a keeper.
Cal Raleigh at 60, but still couldn't win the MVP last year.
Yes, so true.
Well, the Angels and the A's tied at 2 here, 7th inning stretch, but the big news was John Mozeliak being introduced as interim GM today. We had a chance to talk to Mo, and very refreshing to hear what he had to say.
Yeah, I mean, this is the energy he was bringing. This is the way he was saying he was up at 5 in the morning. He's already thinking about what he could do to help his team get back on track and be a consistent winner from top to bottom all the way throughout the organization.
And we're excited to see what comes of that. John Mozeliak in his first day as Angels interim GM, hoping the team can win as they are tied with the A's. This has been our Hyundai 7th inning stretch. A's as we get to the bottom of the 7th inning.
He's got that good power too when he's aggressive on the first pitch if he get one in the strike zone.
He's been swinging the bat well lately. 15-game stretch as he hits a fly ball here off the end of his bat. That was the right pitch to do it, just couldn't barrel it up as he flies out to shallow left field with Colby Thomas making the play. 1 out.
92-mile-an-hour fastball, harder to play, but a little bit down. Still, think of Ohapi's power. That was it right there.
Only one other game in the majors going tonight. The Dodgers are crushing the Padres 14-3 in the 8th inning. So not that score out of hand. We're the only game in town now. The 2 California American League teams going at it, at least for now. The A's will be a Nevada team soon. Ball 1 to Josh Lowe. Almost hit a home run his last time.
Yeah, he had a real good swing. Over 105 miles per hour off the bat too. Back-to-back games, some good swings. 2 hits last night.
A good cut there. It's 0-2. Good crowd tonight. 37,064 here at Angel Stadium. Cleveland edged Seattle today 4-3. Slade Ciccone 6 shutout innings for the Guardians today. Slapped the other way, base hit for Lowe.
He's thinking double.
Well, hold up. Thomas got to that quickly. Base hit for Lowe with 1 out.
You love to see that out of the batter's box. He's thinking double. He's going to force Thomas to come in, charge it quickly. Sometimes you make a mistake when you do that. This off the end of the bat, but strong enough to get it by Max Muncy.
I'll bring up Zach Neto, who's 0 for 3. Cubs beat the Brewers today 8-2.
I didn't have to face the Miz. That helps.
Miz pitched yesterday, so Cubs cleared him and won today. Trying to catch the Brewers in the Central.
That's a pretty good move.
Yeah, Hartley tried to catch Lowe there, and he almost did.
They're taking a look at it.
Arcotse will not challenge. Miami won again today, beat the Cardinals 5-1. Marlins are 17-5 this month. 5 games over 500 overall.
He knows what. See them in August?
Yeah, in Miami.
They'll be cooled off by then. Hopefully. Well, not cool down there, but hopefully they'll be cooled off.
1 ball, 1 strike on Neto. That's the trip of the year, going to Miami.
Yes.
Angels never get to go there, or hardly ever. Good news is we have an off day in Baltimore, though, on that trip, not Miami. 1 ball, no strikes on Neto. Chases the slider there, or cutter. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I was looking for a fastball, being a cutter, reading the speed of it being a fastball, but cut off the plate.
Angels 2, A's 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Runner going, swing and a miss, throw to second, Lowe is safe.
He's one of the all-time best. Success rate stealing bags. This is 2nd stolen base of the season.
He's 2 for 2. He entered the year as the all-time best in terms of stolen base percentage. He's right around 90% success rate in his career.
That speed to second base hit in the outfield, halos the lead.
Hasn't been on base enough for the Angels to really utilize that skill that he has, but that's a big steal now. As Neto rolls one toward the right side, McNeil shifts over to make the play. 2 outs as Lowe goes to 3rd. Next weekend is the 4th of July. We are celebrating America's 250th birthday with 4th of July fireworks. All 3 games when the Angels take on the Red Sox, July 3rd through the 5th. Stay after each game for a post-game fireworks show driven by your SoCal Hyundai dealers, angels.com/promotions. This is the 4th straight inning in which the Angels have had men in scoring position. This time they'll knock him in. Denzer Guzman got it under the glove of Muncy. Lowe scores and the Angels take the lead.
Kidd coming through again. Go ahead run.
Hard.
Just pulled it by.
He's kind of skipped on him, and Guzman gets the base hit. RBI gives the Angels a 3-2 lead. And Mark Kotsay has seen enough of Jeff Hartley. Let's flash you back on this date. We just talked about it with Mike earlier in the week. His great catch robbing J.J. Hardy in Baltimore.
Oh, that was unreal how high he got up on the wall with so many family and friends just above him there in right center field. The weave. Loving that play.
It was fun to revisit that with Mike the other day.
Oh, that was so cool.
And he joined us on the broadcast. Talked about his progress with his hamstring injury and then some of his favorite moments in his career, which a couple of them happened to be in Baltimore. That first major league home run. The Angels were playing the Orioles here the other day. This is Matt Crook sweeping into strike 2. Shotwell is up with 2 outs and Guzman at first. Guzman giving the Angels the lead back.
He's the equalizer.
RBI single under the glove of Muncy. Shotwell loops one toward right center. Butler charging in, very aggressive As he got a good jump to make that catch, inning over. The A's have historically played a lot of close games, and it's happening again this year. 4 games decided by 1 run, 3 extra inning games. This is a 1-run game as well, entering the 8th inning. Sam Bachman takes over. And really the reason why you see Bachman now instead of waiting for the 9th inning is because Kurtz and Langeliers are the first 2 batters.
The high leverage inning right here.
Zephyr-John had a pretty quick 1-2-3 7th inning. We've often seen in both Zephyr-John and Bachman's cases that neither has responded well to going back out for a 2nd inning of work.
Tell you what, I'm really liking what I'm seeing for Zephyr-John as far as trusting his fastball. Same thing with Bachman. Is going to have to be able to do that against Kurtz.
And Kurtz drives one to right center. Adele back for it.
That's
makes
easy.
the catch.
Yeah, it's just the routine out. The old Adam ball.
1 out, 108 off the bat. And landing very softly into the glove of Joe Adele.
We often say hit it too high, he hit it too hard. That was a rocket.
Jose Siri now in center field. Well, Josh Lowe comes out of the game entirely. Wade Meckler stays in to play left field. Shea Langeliers bats with 1 out here in the 8th. Chops it foul.
Tell you what, Josh Lowe was the reason why the Halos scored that run.
Yeah, that stolen base was
huge.
And the base hit before that. Lowe on the bench now, although you certainly can make the argument he would be the better option in left field right now with Siri going into play center. No balls and 1 strike on Langeliers. And the ball in the dirt makes it 1-1. Angels bullpen has been very good over the last week especially, but really if you go back even further than that, the Angels bullpen has not been too bad. May 21st, the bullpen ERA is 3.09. It's in a 5-week stretch now. 3rd best in the American League and 5th best in all of baseball. And it's been the continued improvements of Silseth, Bachman, and Zephyr-John that have really stood out.
And I still go back to just more and more trust in the heater. Set up the secondary pitches.
Line drive, shallow left. Meckler comes in and plays it on the bounce. Base hit for Langeliers. And the tying run is on as Lawrence Butler will stand in. Angels schedule with all the games on ABTV except tomorrow's on Peacock and next Sunday too, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. It'll be a Peacock broadcast tomorrow with Dave Fleming coming over from San Francisco to join Dallas Braden and Gooby in the booth. And John Fanta on the sidelines tomorrow.
Legend.
Don't you want a Fanta tomorrow? I bet he's never heard that before.
No, maybe once.
Angels will then hit the road for a brief trip to Seattle, just a 1-series trip, and then back for the Red Sox next weekend. And next Sunday's slate of games all broadcasted on the NBC networks, including the Angels and Red Sox on Peacock, which will be a Red Sox broadcast. Balls and a strike on Butler.
Trying to change up at the first pitch slider.
After that Boston series here, the Angels then go back on the road to finish their schedule leading into the break. They'll be in Texas for 3 games and Minnesota for 3, which leads directly into the All-Star break. The All-Star game in Philadelphia this year. 1 ball, 1 strike on Butler. Now 2-1.
Hopefully an opportunity to see Trout. They're up more likely back home here against the Red Sox maybe next weekend.
That'd be great. Getting back in time for the All-Star rosters to be announced next weekend. Swinging a miss.
Good changeup. That's a good run to it.
Trout will head into that 2nd phase of All-Star voting, which will start on Monday and last through the week. Top 3 outfielders will be the All-Stars.
100. Change up to a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Ooh, real close.
Backdoor slider, and it was right on the edge there.
Yep.
Well, that is a very close one.
Yep.
Yeah. Angels still have 2 challenges, so it could have been a good one to use.
And that's a high leverage spot for sure.
3-2 on Butler, and that one's not as close, so that's ball 4. Second time Butler has walked, third time he's been on base since entering the game in place of Soderstrom. Now Jonah Heim bats left-handed against the righty Bachman with runners on first and second, just 1 out. Had a chance on that 2-2 pitch where it looked like it did clip the very edge of the outside corner. That's why in the close game late you get the 2 challenges still. Good time to pop one in there. Both teams have both challenges remaining after winning some challenges earlier in the game. The A's trying to respond after the Angels took the lead in the bottom of the 7th. They have runners on first and second with 1 out.
Only a guy, if you get a ground ball at one of your infielders, have it shot in a double play ball.
Neto right near the bag at second, holding. Langelier is close. As Heim laid off there, ball 1. Good speed on the bases. Easy to forget that Langelier has really good speed. And for a guy who's kind of stocky and catcher at that, he runs well.
Yes, he does.
2-0 the count.
Just got to stay within your mechanics, don't overthrow.
Now goes to 3-0. Colby Thomas on deck. Angels trying to even up this series. They've had some troubles with the A's this year. And that is ball 4. So on 4 pitches after the walk to Butler, Bachman also walks Heim. And now the bases are loaded. Mike Maddox is waiting for the A's to announce their pinch hitter to make his move to the mound as Carlos Cortez comes out of the dugout to bat for Thomas. Langelier's had a broken bat line drive single. Get this rally started. Butler in a long plate appearance drew a walk, and then Bachman walked Heim on 4 pitches. So here comes Cortez in place of Thomas. As the A's look for a big hit off the bench late in this game.
So many of these close games. Even go back, we showed a graphic last time these 2 teams met. We go back to 2002, how many close games, how close the win losses are between the 2 teams.
A's are 6-3 against the Angels so far this year. And they're dead even all time in this ballpark. The exact same number of wins against one another here at Angel Stadium throughout the years.
Easy guy to double up here either here. Looking for a punch out if he can get to that 2-strike count.
Swing and a miss there. Makes it 0-2 on Cortez, who was red hot to start the year. He's cooled off, but one thing that remains consistent is he does not strike out much. Only 23 strikeouts in 62 games this year. No balls, 2 strikes, and he was just able to stay alive, getting a piece of that. Cortez just 1 for 10 this year as a pinch hitter. He was hitting the ball so well early in the year. He was leading off. Oh, 2 upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another triple-digit fastball from Bachman. Corners are close. Middle infield hoping for a double play ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Cortez. Swing and a miss. He got him.
Foul tip held on to by O'Hoppe. Frustrated on that one, but 100-mile-an-hour fastball with a punch out. And no letdown. Focus has to be there.
Two away, base is still loaded, and here is Max Muncy. Strike 1. Oh, and 2. Bachman steps off. 2 quick strikes here on Muncy. Bachman trying to hold a 1-run lead with the bases full in the 8th. Muncy, a very late swing, was lucky to foul that one off. 101.
Wow.
That was the arm we heard about when Bachman was initially drafted. He routinely hit triple digits in college in Miami, Ohio. Line toward left center, coming in Siri. He's got it.
Mr. Entertainer. Papa Siri.
Little extra of a sigh of relief from Bachman when he saw Siri leap for that ball. Three-2 lead, bottom of the 8th for the Angels. Soler, it's a rocket. Gloved by Williams, who spins and has plenty of time to throw it there, but his throw is off the mark.
That would have been a collision of all collisions.
Yeah. Soler and Kurtz were lucky to avoid each other as Soler is safe at first. Williams had all day after he made this play.
He's in the outfield grass making that play. Spins around, but a wide throw.
I mean, Soler's not even in the picture yet.
No.
I gave Soler a hit for that. I mean, Soler's 40 feet away from the base. Here's a bunt foul. How could that be a hit?
I would think maybe the possibility of a pinch runner now too, but then you had to use one of your outfielders, out of the game with Josh Lowe out of the game is Siri out in center field.
And only 2 players left on the bench.
And you also have Walton out of the game with Peraza. This won't be easy to get him over here on the bunt.
Good point. And it's 0-2 anyway. The only other player besides the backup catcher Heineman. I think that's actually it, isn't it? Or is Grissom? So Grissom is the only available pinch runner, really. Soler stays at first. No balls, 2 strikes. Eckler not bunting now, and he flails for strike 3. 1 out, 3rd time Meckler has struck out today. Joe Adell's had a good night. He's been hit by a pitch. He has a 2-run triple and a double in this game. First Angel to do all 3 of those in the same game since Zach Cozart, which happened at the Oakland Coliseum in 2018. And there's Yates getting ready for a chance at what could be his 100th career save. Talked about Kurt Suzuki's best laid plans of having Bachman face the top of the order in the top of the 8th inning, but Bachman faced so many hitters despite not giving up a run that the top of the order is due up again, possibly in the top of the 9th. Kurtz is due up 4th. It'll be McNeil, Williams, and Bolte due up.
Already a tremendous game here for Joe Adell. It'd be nice to be able to add on a base hit here or a 2-run home run.
Angels would certainly take the home run and get some insurance.
Off the plate there.
Hit him again. We'll have to check the numbers for a double, triple, and 2-hit batsman now.
If there's ever a Gordie Howe in baseball, that would be it.
Angels Live postgame presented by Kia coming up, and now Vaughn Grissom will enter the game to run for Soler with the man in scoring position. Scott Emerson, the pitching coach for the A's, comes to the mound with Peraza due to bat for the first time today. All the wheels turning here. Oswald Peraza stands in. Well, we've crunched the numbers on Adell's night. He's the first Angel to ever do it. Wow. 2 hit by pitches, a double and triple the same game. Here's a liner, base hit for Peraza. Grissom had to wait. Now the ball bobbled in center. Here comes Grissom. Big insurance run for the Angels.
Huge. What a rocket for Peraza. A special moment for him, too.
Now all the turmoil back home in Venezuela from those earthquakes. Peraza trying to focus on his job, and he delivered it here.
109 miles per hour off the bat for Peraza. Special time for him. Sending prayer and love back home to Venezuela.
They were going to hold Grissom at first, but after that ball was bobbled by Bolte, Grissom got home. It's 4-2 as the A's go back to their pen. Here at Angels.tv, stream the entire rest of the season with the Angels territory for just $74.99. Watch games at home or on the go and stay connected all year long. Subject to national exclusivities. Angels.tv for details and start streaming today. Oswald Peraza smashed a rocket to center field, and Henry Bolte then bobbled, which helped Vaughn Grissom get home, although Peraza from the official score was given a run batted in for his efforts. He'll take that.
Yes, he will.
Angels have a 4-2 lead here. A chance to break it open against Mason Barnett, the new pitcher for the A's. I'll tell you another thing that Peraza will take is an at-bat against a soft-tossing, side-slinging left-hander. Mark Kotsay could have gone to his bullpen once Peraza was due up to bring in Barnett, but he let Crook stay in there, and Peraza had a 109-mile-an-hour line drive.
Fastball in on a hop hill now with 95. Especially when you think about numbers for Peraza historically against lefties compared to righties.
No balls and 2 strikes on Logan O'Hoppe. That's smashed up the middle. That's a base hit. Adell heads for the plate. Bolte throws it home. It's not in time. RBI for O'Hoppe. 5-2 Angels, a couple of rockets to center.
Back up the middle. Solid swing for O'Hoppe. Picking up an RBI with runner in scoring position there. just by McNeil.
Now Jose Siri will bat for the first time tonight. Angels coming through here with a couple of insurance runs. Kirby Yates hoping for a chance at career save number 100. The Angels might hit their way out of a save chance if they score another. Strike one to Siri. Well, in the giving spirit of Christmas in June, I want a foul ball for the new guy.
Mo knows baseball. Yes.
Runner going, and Siri fouls one back. 0-2. John Mozeliak receiving that baseball and handed it off to a young fan.
That's perfect.
Still 0-2. Couldn't quite tell who clanked it in there, though, on the.
We didn't want to go there. That was screaming in there.
Yeah, we told you 75 miles an hour is that's the drop off.
Yes.
For trying to catch a foul ball up here. If it's hit over that, we're ducking. Siri bounces it to third, handled by Muncy. Over to second. One. McNeil to first. Two. A double play. Well, the save chance is preserved. The Angels do get a couple of insurance runs, and Kirby Yates will try for his 100th career save.
He's 5-2 here to top of the 9th inning. Now it's time to go back to Hyundai. Key for the game today. I got better. We saw that from Reed Dempers. Got better against the A's, but the offense got better late with a couple big swings there by Peraza and Ohapi. Bullpen has gotten better as the Halos try to even up this series against the Athletics. Kirby Yates going for career save number 100 tonight.
Be the second save for Yates this year. He does have 24 strikeouts in 16 2/3 innings. Opponents have only hit 167 against Yates as he tries to earn the save with a 3-run lead. Jeff McNeil will lead off. Joey Meneses is in the on-deck circle. Looks like he would bat for Alika Williams. They still have Jacob Wilson on their bench as well, but Wilson battling some shoulder issues. Has not been seen yet in this series, and he doesn't look exactly ready to come in now. Swing and a miss by McNeil. He said that a possibility that Wilson would be available off the bench today, but it doesn't look like it.
No. .91-92, pretty consistent with his fastball during this pretty good stretch for Kirby Yates.
Things have been better for Yates here lately. One ball, 2 strikes on McNeil, trying to join just a few other Angel relievers to pick up their 100th save as a Halo, including Dave LaRoche, Brian Harvey, Troy Percival, and Francisco Rodriguez. Slap toward the left field line, toward the corner. It is slicing, but it is a foul ball.
Ooh, super close.
And Meckler was chasing after it as if maybe it was fair, but
Neil's still looking down and looking in the dugout. Was that not fair?
this one did land in foul territory, as you'll see here. Not by a lot.
Missed it by that much. Cool.
Very close down the line.
That was a fastball well above the strike zone too. But fastball so far. Does have that devastating splitter. Got to be ready if you're Denzer Guzman if he does throw that splitter down and away. Solid game for Denzer Guzman tonight too.
2 hits, including an RBI single that gave the Angels the lead. Here's a little pop up toward left. McNeil flies out to Meckler.
It was a splitter.
McNeil on an 0 for 4, tends to get louder with each out that he makes.
Yes, he does.
He definitely hit for the cycle in that regard tonight. 1 out as Meneses bats for Williams. Yates working on his 8th straight appearance without giving up an earned run. This is 7 straight outings for Yates. Only gave up a ghost runner run in Sacramento last weekend. There's a high pop up from Meneses. Guzman calling for it. 2 outs. Now Henry Bolte will bat, and even if Bolte does get on, Kurtz can't tie the game. He'd be due up next. Bolte 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts, swings and misses here.
That's a real good splitter.
After his appearance against the Astros on June 8th, Yates' ERA was 5.23. He's gotten it down close to 3 now.
Nasty.
3.12 with his recent string of success. Looking for save number 100 in his major league career. Yeah, there it is. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Say goodnight to the A's.
Got it.
Kirby Yates gets his 100th save. Pretty well pitched game overall by the Angels tonight as they combine to strike out 13 A's. Some clutch hits late, get it done, and a 5-2 win.
Yeah, I just love that embrace there with O'Hoppe and Yates. But that outfield play by Joe Adell, 2 hit bats and double and a triple. It's a big RBIs by the fellas. Career save number 100. All about the Benjamins.
And the halo will shine brightly in the Mozeliak era.
1-0.
1-0 for Mo. A 5-2 finish here tonight at Angel Stadium. Halos could win the series tomorrow. Well, we said it'd be a Joe ho-ho kind of night. And
Yes, it was. Ho, 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 Joe. What do you know? Driving in 2 with that trip. Loving that one. And then a rocket double. Hustle. Second base.
Ryan Sefferjohn ends up getting the win. 10 straight hitless innings for him. Bachman worked a scoreless 8th inning. Angels bullpen only allowed 1 hit tonight with 5 strikeouts. Reed Detmers pitched well, 2 runs allowed, struck out 8 in his 5 2/3 innings. And the Angels got some hits when they needed it late. Guzman had the go-ahead hit in the 7th. A couple of insurance runs came home in the 8th. And a nice team win for the Angels here tonight.
Yeah, there's some really good all-around approaches at the plate. Good swings. Back up the middle. How about those swings by Peraza and O'Hoppe to give that insurances? Kirby Yates, save number 100 of his career.
And tomorrow, the Angels will have a chance for their 4th straight home series win, something they have not done in 4 years. Kirby Yates gets his 100th career save. He is our Toyota Player of the Game with Erica Weston.
Kirby, congratulations. 100 career saves. Lots of hugs, high fives, handshakes as you greet your teammates. How does this moment feel?
Yeah, I'm glad it's finally over. Seems it's my first Gatorade bath.
Congratulations. Comes in a very deserving moment. But again, 100 career saves. What does the moment mean to you?
This is cool. It's been a long journey. You know, you got to thank your teammates because they're the ones that put you in the situation. And, you know, I got to go ahead and get the last 3 outs. And, you know, they play 8 innings. I got to play 1. So it's all thanks to them. You know, they've put me in a situation 100 times and probably more than 100 times. And, you know, I've had my failures a few, but I'm glad this is over with. I'm glad I finally got another chance to do it.
How much have you been thinking about it, getting to this mark?
Yeah, you know, after I blew the 2, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to get another one, but, you know, you just kind of keep grinding, and this game has a weird way of working itself out, and again, like, I'm glad it happened.
Certainly does, but you're coming in from the bullpen. The offense gives you a couple of insurance runs. How much does that change when you're coming into the mound?
Yeah, you know, those 2 extra runs were huge. I was like, all right, here we go, another 1-run game. You know, I haven't been too good at those lately, but the extra runs helped, and, you know, I'm glad we got this win.
Congratulations. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, guys.
Well, the veteran closer from the 50 at State gets his 100th.
Yes, great job by Kirby Yates. What a great game all around. The pitching was outstanding and some clutch hitting for the Halos tonight.
Angels can win the series tomorrow. They beat the A's tonight 5-2. We'll be back to wrap things up.